And joining us here on the Kenny and JT show on WHBC from Goodyear, Arizona, spring training home of the Cleveland Guardians, starting pitcher Cal Quantrill. Cal, how are you today?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm outstanding. I'm going to ask a lot of the players we talked to this question, so I'll start it with you. And that is, how did you spend your off season not knowing when or if there was going to be a season? And do you feel, you came in camp ready to go with a shortened spring training?
Yeah, quite honestly, I don't think I treated it much differently. Took my regular time off, began the process pretty much the same time, built up. I felt like if spring would have started when we, thought that it could start, like originally planned, I would have been just fine, and then continued on that pace as spring got delayed. I think that we're a young team, very motivated team, and I think that most guys are going to tell you that, we were well prepared for this spring.
For you, coming over in a trade from San Diego, you start in a small role out of the bullpen. You started and came out of the bullpen last year. Now you're one of the five starters that the Indians are going to be counting on heavily because this team is built around pitching. I guess the best way to ask this for you, are you more comfortable as a starter, as a reliever, or do you not care just as long as you're helping the team at the major league level?
Yeah, I think a starter for sure. I've started my whole life. The relief appearances are really only at the big league level. That was definitely a harder transition than starting. So I'm excited to have a more consistent role this year, and I think try and have a bigger impact on the team.
For our Guardians fans out there listening or watching this interview right now, give them a scouting report on Cal Quantrill, the starting pitcher.
I guess got 5 pitches. Try and throw all of them, and command the baseball, and quick outs, and throw as many innings as possible.
The innings, and I talked to Sandy Alomar about this, obviously with a condensed spring training and a condensed, regular season schedule, getting all the games in and everything, they're going to be very careful with the starters. Is there a plan in place for you individually as a group with the starters? What have they told you guys, Carl Willis, Sandy, and Tito?
I think the idea is, given the shortened spring, make sure we're smart, safe. We build up at a pace that allows us to pitch an entire season. The key being pitching an entire season, avoiding injuries. I do trust their plan. I don't think that it's set in stone how we're going to go about it, but I do think that we are trying to build to a spot where our first starts of the year, where it's still a competitive, as close to a full start as we can have.
What did you learn from last year that you hope to build on or improve on as a starting pitcher for the Guardians?
Yeah, I think finally settled into a role and just established that my stuff can play at this level, and it can play over the course of a half season and a full season, and trying to repeat a lot of the things we did, and add some of the adjustments that we've made over the course of last year and this off season. But mostly just continue to put your foot on the pedal and try and make strides in this game.
How much competition goes on amongst the five guys? Bieber, Savale, Plesac, yourself, Tristan McKenzie, and some Eli Morgan, whoever else is going to be getting the ball on a semi-regular basis or regular basis. Do you guys compete with each other?
I wouldn't say that. Well, there's friendly competition, but there's certainly no animosity. I think that we're all rooting for each other, and I can say that. I think that's the honest truth. I think the guys are excited to watch each other pitch and recognize that it takes more than one guy to try and accomplish the overall dream, which is winning a championship. So I'd say it's a good atmosphere in this locker room.
Cal Quantrill, our guest here on WHBC, starting pitcher for the Guardians. And Cal, they didn't make a lot of off-season moves to bolster the offense. So when a lot of people look at this team, they see it's built around pitching. Is there added pressure knowing that you guys basically are going to have to carry the load for this team until they figure out what that lineup is and hope that some of these young players start to explode at the big league level offensively?
Nope, I don't think there's any more pressure than normal. We have a job to do. That job doesn't change whether our team scores 10 or they score 1. So I think we have confidence in our hitters that are here right now. And, we believe that some of them are going to have big years, and we're just going to go out and do our job.
We're going to talk with Carl Willis at some point here during spring training. And I'm just curious, coming from San Diego, I'm not sure who your pitching coach was there. But Carl, what does he bring to the table as a pitching coach? He's got 5 Cy Youngs, right? I mean, 5 guys won a Cy Young under his tutelage. So what does he bring to you?
Yeah, I think Carl's resume speaks for itself. He's very good at what he does. I think he's got a nice blend of analytics and experience. I think that he's able to coach different types of pitchers, which is probably the biggest compliment you can give any coach. And he's really I think he's smart and he's careful with how he presents information so as to best improve your game, not someone else's game, but your game in particular. So, like I said, I think the numbers speak for themselves when it comes to Carl's coaching ability.
What's it mean to you that Austin Hedges is now the starting catcher on this team? You came over with Austin and Josh Naylor and 3 minor leaguers in that trade for Mike Clevenger. Now he's the backstop there. He's the guy that's going to be controlling this pitching staff. What's that mean to you, and does it help that you had a prior relationship with him?
Yeah, I think the Indians/Guardians, I've said this before, but I think they have a long history of having very good catchers. Sandy has something to do with that. I also think there's an emphasis on bringing in the right guys. And I think Hedges falls right into that category. He cares a lot. He takes a lot of pride in how his pitchers do. I think he takes it personally. And yeah, I'm excited. I've known and consider Hedgie one of my best friends for a long time now. So it was a bonus that he came over with me. But yeah, I'm confident. I'm confident this year that there'll be no catcher who's better prepared than he is.
80-82 was the record last year. No playoffs. Is the mindset in that locker room this year back to the playoffs, and you're confident you guys can get there?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think anyone enters the season without that being the goal. I think we can do it. I think there's a lot of talking heads and stats that are going to try and pin certain things on us. I think that we, as a 28-man roster to start, believe that we have a chance to do something special this year, and we're going to chase that.
All right, before I let you go, we're going to have some fun in honor of the Final Four coming up next weekend. We've got your favorite 4, so I'm going to ask you for your favorites in these 4 categories. We'll start with favorite band, musician, or artist. Who is it for Cal Quantrill?
I'll go with Drake.
All right. What about favorite TV show, or as we have to say now for the younger folk, the streaming shows?
Friends.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Did you watch the HBO special this offseason?
I'm holding out. I'm waiting. I'm
Okay.
waiting for when I need a little pick-me-up.
Okay, there you go. 6 friends will pick you up for sure. What about favorite movie of all time?
Longest Yard, Adam Sandler version.
The second version. Okay. And favorite food? If there's a meal you're having, favorite food, what is it?
Can I go with brunch genre? Anything that would fall under a brunch menu, I'm in on.
So French toast, scrambled eggs, all of the above, right?
Carbs and calories, I'm in.
All right. Well, hopefully wins and a low ERA as well for you this year with the Cleveland Guardians. Cal, we appreciate the time. Best of luck this season.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. Thanks, Cal. Appreciate it.